I'm about to give myself a root canal / filling. Oh my god. I have no dental training, but the pain is more than I can bear. Ask me anything. I'm scared, guys.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. Feeling a little bit sick today, but we're going to do some 4chan Greentexts, and I hope that can boost my mood a little bit. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get into it.
Excuse me, my dear waitress, but might I perchance take a gander at your hot sauce menu? Yes, hot sauce menu. That is what I inquired about. You don't have one? Well, that is truly disappointing for an establishment as esteemed as this. Thankfully, I always carry a choice selection of my rather vast collection with me at all times.
Loud of Velcro as a fanny pack is opened.
Yes, let's see. Perhaps some napalm diarrhea for this meal. No, I think the garlicky twinge of Captain McGougar's ass-ripping lava farter sauce would pair quite well with my entree. Or is it finally the day that 5-alarm anus-melting hot sauce will make its debut? The dilemmas of a connoisseur. Be that as it may, what are your IPA offerings, my sweet?
Okay, sure. I guess IPA and hot sauce counts as a personality. Sort of. You really think the Hooters girl is going to be like, oh, you have so many sauces. I'd like to show you a sauce of my own.
Snail trail.
Next post. Subject Lord of the Rings from Anonymous. It's Gandalf and Frodo hugging. Watching Lord of the Rings for the first time years ago. Know nothing about the books or the characters. Gandalf and Frodo show up on screen for 15 seconds. Instantly like them, feel like they were old friends. How did they do it? Modern movies could spend 2 hours explaining a character's backstory and I still would not give a shit. That's because the art of subtlety seems to be lost in cinema. But yes, they're professional actors treating each other fondly like they're old friends, and you believed it. If they were around the same age, like the Sam Frodo situation, then things get a little bit more homoerotic. But he's an old man. He wouldn't do that to a little hobbit. No way. It's pretty early in the video to start this shit up. Oh well. The cure seems to be working. This Anon asks, how do NEETs survive with no income? Tell me your ways. The reply indeed comes, $320 in food stamps, $975 in SSI, rent and utility assistance through Section 8. I only pay for internet. Hey, that is pretty neato. Unfortunately, it doesn't leave much room for, upward mobility. But if you're happy with the bare minimum, then great. I'm happy for you, Anon. Here's another post. Have a girlfriend for 8 months now. Already fake. She tried to become a gymnast and then an actress. Works as a clown in a children's hospital for nearly 2 years now. Says we should take our relationship to the next level. Asked me if I want to roleplay. In the bedroom. Tell her, yeah. I want to bone her while she's dressed as a clown. First surprised, but then she agrees. Next night, go over to her place, banging clown girlfriend.mp4.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby, you make me so...
Have the come of my life in her clussy, cuddling post-coitus. All of a sudden she says, oh, almost forgot something. She opens the drawer and pulls out a pie with cream topping and a clown horn. Shoves the pie into my face. Okay, we're even now. Smiley face. Honk honk.mp3. Should I put a ring on her? If it happened, yes, absolutely. Did she have that cream pie in the drawer all day? Was it not a bit clotted and or rancid? You know what? I'm not going to unpack this one. Good for you, Anon. It's a neat story. 5 years for mechanical engineering degree. Hours of studying complex problems, CAD work, labs. Wonder how I'll use these skills in my future. Start entry-level job. Get trained on a camera that takes pictures of 100% surface area of parts to detect extremely small defects. Spend about 3 minutes switching out parts. Spend another 90 minutes on my phone while the camera program runs. Occasionally fill out Excel docs and attend quality meetings. $92K salary, right out of college. Is this what engineering is? Couldn't tell you, I'm sort of a dum-dum. 5 years is a long time to commit yourself to something, but good, you're seeing the rewards pay off. Eventually, you might move up or get another job that requires you to utilize all those other things that you learned once upon a time, and you hope it's still banging around back there somewhere. But it's probably gonna be fine. Totally fine, don't worry. I'm about to give myself a root canal / filling. Oh my god. I have no dental training, but the pain is more than I can bear. Ask me anything. I'm scared, guys.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, probably you should be. Tooth pain isn't actually that bad. They do it in the Philippines without anesthetic, at least sometimes. I always elect to have the anesthetic, but I was talking to the dentist and he's like, yeah, my mom never paid for the anesthetic. And he's the most gentle dentist I ever had because he understands the struggle. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried so much about the tooth pain. I'd just worry about permanently fucking up your, like, creating cavities. What are you going to do to... You're just gonna, like, scoop out the root of the tooth, which probably is excruciating. And then what do you fill it with? Do you have some amalgam on hand? This is insanity. Please don't do this. At-home dentistry, not recommended. What a maniac.
Crystal fixed my life. Thanks, Crystal. Room's just me sleeping on a bare mattress, surrounded by moldy plates. Take some Crystal. Whoa! Clean the room, bleach everything, apply to 50 different jobs, clean my car, call in to have it serviced and get my warranty, send long texts to entire family apologizing for being a fuck-up. That was a week ago. A temp agency already got back to me. They want me to start on Wednesday. I love this drug.
I'm sure it's gonna go really well. Just a little something to get me through the day, huh? It's not coffee. You're literally smoking drain cleaner. Why do you choose these things? Why do you live like this? I work as a waiter. Lady walks in by herself, throws back 2 shots of tequila, and then 2 shots of vodka. OP,
any plans after this?
Her, I'm going back to work. I'm on my break. Takes her takeaway cheese fries and leaves.
Holy mother of base.
Yeah. I used to smoke a bowl in my car on my lunch break, but I guess it's not quite the same vibe, is it? I also hope her job is within walking distance, although she's probably an old hand, you know. 4 shots, it don't really affect her. Sure, her blood alcohol content is 0.1. She's essentially a walking corpse. But my god, does she love cheese fries. Here's another one. Older brother drove my mom crazy. Brought cops to our house every night. Lies, cheats, steals any way he can. The most selfish person you'll ever meet. Gets a random girl pregnant. Pretends to be a family man now. Never helps any of us out. Loved unconditionally by my mother. Be me. Try to help those around me. Volunteer to help the homeless. Take care of my aging mom. Study hard to find a job to help my family. Play video games sometimes. Mom says I'm an awful person and my brother's the one she's proud of. Happens in you, Mom. Yeah, eldest sibling thing. She's just proud he's carrying on the lineage for whatever that's worth. As far as Anon goes, well, I think he's overselling his contribution to humanity a little bit. She probably does have some things to say, as moms do, but I don't think I'd ever say, like, you're the awful one and the other ones I'm proud of. That's not good for mental developments and whatnot. Anyway, good luck. Here's some Japan posting from an Anon in Australia. Earth says, hey, stop killing whales. Japan, no, Earth, it'll ruin your international reputation. Japan, no, it won't. We'll just keep doing it unapologetically. We literally just don't give a fuck. 99% of the world don't actually care. It's kind of weird how this form of democracy won. I mean, yeah, are you gonna go get on the whale wars ship and try and go catch some people? No. This is the perfect example of how much social campaigns actually affect the world at large. Oh, did you put a filter on your profile picture? Did you do this and that? Everybody you know is doing it. It's still the tiniest fraction. Nobody gives a shit. We're all just carrying on with our little lives. So if you want to kill a whale, go ahead, kill a whale. Killing one whale is terrible, but killing millions of chicken every day is just fine. It's hypocrisy. If you're gonna eat meat, I say eat all the meats. I've tried horse, I've tried dog, bat, rat, gator. Tell me some of the exotic meats that you've tried in the comments. Oh, buffalo, ostrich, yeah, that's basic. The meat I truly want to try is lion meat. But yeah, I'm not gonna go hunt one myself, so I probably don't truly deserve to taste it, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, Japan's an interesting case. I don't understand the culture all that much, despite having lived there for 4 years. I guess there are just larger issues going on. Nobody wants to start a literal whale war. Feminon post, be me, at a guy's house. He spills some ice cubes on the ground and kicks them under the fridge. I say, hygienic much? He opens a drawer and gets a printed Wikipedia page about evaporation and hands it to me. Why are men like this?
Women.
It is just water. There's water under the fridge anyways, right? It'll fit right in. You want me to bend over and pick it up and put it in the sink? What are you, high? Call the Roomba in here. He'll take care of this. Next up, we got some Fallout lore from that new TV show, which I know people probably watching, but not me. Let me get this straight, though. For over 20 years, the lore was China launched the first strike. Now it's these greedy capitalist organizations run by greedy rich billionaires deliberately nuked the world so they could run these obscure experiments on people vaults. This is your lore. When it's written by people that Anon disdains. And then the only reply is, Mr. House. Yeah, you remember that billionaire? That greedy capitalist? I got rid of him. Got rid of Kaiser's Legion too. Got rid of the NCR too. It's every man for himself out here. No gods, no masters, and that's the way we like it. I'd do it again too. Can't tell me no different. We might have to smudge the logo a little bit, but it's a post about 1940s German soldiers. They attacked the whole world. Weeaboos complain that the world united against them. What? Oh, come on. Mustache Man had some friends. It was sort of a fair fight. Yeah, not really. But they gave it a hell of a run. We'll say that much. A very memorable and very dark chapter of world history. Anon, what are you doing with that really long cable from behind your TV? Oh, you're just charging your laptop? Wait, what do you mean the movie will come from the laptop? What the fuck? Why is your laptop on the TV now? Why does your browser have like 50 tabs open? We have to wait for what? A torrent? Anon, just open Netflix. Anon, I don't know what a VPN is or why it's not working right now. Okay, Anon, I gotta go now. Bye. Door closes. Yeah, but when one door closes, another one opens. And this door opens to unlimited high-quality DVD rips. Who needed that chick anyways, man? I'm gonna watch Clerks 2 for the 5th time. This Anon asked an attractive woman how long she has left on the power rack, and she asks if I want to work in with her. Say I don't want to impose. She raises her eyebrows at me and says, impose yourself. I strict press more than she squats. She slaps me on the butt afterwards and says, good job. What should I do when I see her tomorrow? I don't know, ask her out for coffee. Try and be a normal human being. At all costs, you must hide your power level, or this is going to fall apart. But until it falls apart, hey, sounds like a good time. Here's a post about Korea that isn't a bunch of Soshi bros from you. I remember it vividly. I went to check a decade later. They're still there. Jesus. This Anon says, I tried. I tried to give Korean history an honest shot. They literally enslaved each other, with slavery only being abolished in 1894, and as many as 33% of the population was enslaved at times. It was legal for ailing parents to eat the blood and flesh of their children as a treatment. Yeah, it's just a little bit of flesh. It'll grow back, mostly.
You've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look! It's just a flesh wound.
Ate dog meat most summers as a delicacy. I mean, they do it in the Philippines too. But I sort of get it. When there's a lot of dogs and not much money to buy alternative meat, you do what you can. They had 25 years, a quarter of a century, to modernize themselves against potential foreign ambitions, but instead, they just kept killing each other over how they should do this until the point that Japan invaded. Couldn't even respond militarily to the invasion because their entire government army was inland, killing their even bigger peasant army. Yeah, they're just trying to call the numbers, then we'll go defend our country, okay? First, I have to kill all these peasants. Koreans make up a disproportionate amount of war criminals in the Japanese army after World War II, taking their feelings of inferiority out on the defenseless Allied POWs. Yeah, well, it happens everywhere you go. Multiple Korean war criminals petition the Japanese government for pensions after their convictions and consider it an injustice that they aren't getting paid for the time that they spent torturing prisoners. The last one died like 3 years ago. Literally the only Korean person in all of recorded history to accomplish anything of value was Yi Sun-sin. The most positive thing I can say about Korea is that it's pathetic. At least pathetic suggests empathy or pity. I mean, were they a monarchy at this point? Because after a few generations of monarchy, things do seem to degenerate quite rapidly. Have you seen some of those inbred monsters? My goodness. Well, yeah, I guess that happens. Anyway, be me. Door to the garage won't stay shut because the latch is busted. Put something in front of the door. Wife gets mad, tells me to just lock it. And I explain that if the latch doesn't work, the lock will not work. Proceeds to keep locking the door and wonders why it keeps opening up. Another one. Be me. Wife complains that her car blows cold air. It's winter. Thinking her heater core wasn't working. I check it and it works fine. She keeps telling me that it isn't warm until she gets to work. I tell her the engine needs to be warm for the heat to work. Tell her to warm the car up. Takes car to a mechanic. He changes the heater core. Nothing changes. Costed $700. Is my wife an idiot? Well, she married you, didn't she? Ho ho, hey hey. No, but seriously, do you not know if the woman that you put a ring on it is dumb or not? You probably did. You thought it was cute and quirky and ditzy at the time, and now, a decade down the road, you're just like, I defy everything you represent, woman. We got a can of Bush's finest baked beans cooking in a can on the stove. And Anon says, my wife asked me to subscribe to Hulu so she could watch TV show. Told her we don't have the money for that. She takes my phone while I'm asleep, found my secret bank account, saw that I had spent $150 last month on OnlyFans. Left a note saying she was going to her mom's with the kids. This is my dinner. How is your weekend, Bean? Yeah, Bean Boy down. We got a Bean Boy down. You hate to see it, honestly. Why would you spend it on online thoughts anyways? Most of the internet is adult videos. You really want to pay for it? You really want to pretend that you have an actual human relationship with these women? Or men, I guess. Nah, just terrible. Paying for adult content and eating beans for dinner? You're a mess. How are you even married? Oh my god, he's got kids too. He reproduced. Speaking of mysteries of the universe, now we're looking at the Steam logo, and Anon says Microsoft came back. EA ditched its launcher to come back. Ubisoft still has their own launcher, but they still release on this platform. Square came back, Activision came back, fucking Blizzard put their slop here, knowing full well the flack that they'd get for it. Sony is now going to start releasing here too. Meanwhile, its competitor is plagued with crypto scams and lawsuits. How does Steam keep doing it? I mean, pretty simple. They don't fix what isn't broken, and they allow a huge amount of customization. Are we upset that they keep doing it? Because I really like what they're doing. I hope they continue to keep doing it. Anyway, here's some more Fallout TV show. 200 years since the bomb dropped. No agriculture, despite trees and animals everywhere. No one has repaired their houses. What few houses remain standing are still full of rubble and corpses. It can't possibly take 200 years to take some rubble out of your house and rebuild a roof. If people lived in actual buildings, then how would you even know it was the apocalypse, Anon? Duh. Like I said with the Gandalf Frodo thing, subtlety is just, it's a lost art. Never ask a German why everyone from his country owns the leaf salad bowl. Brazilanon says, leaf salad bowl? Interesting. How does it work? Bridanon says, how do bowls work? Is there any hope for Brazil at this point? Yes. Probably not the bowl guy specifically, but Brazil as a whole, yeah. They're doing pretty alright. Anyway, Sydney Sweeney fires back. How sad that a woman in the position to share her expertise and experience chooses instead to attack another woman. If that's what she's learned in her decades in the industry and feels is appropriate to teach to her students, well, that's shameful. To unjustly disparage a fellow female producer speaks volumes about Miss Baum's character. Sydney Sweeney fires back at Carol Baum. And Anon says, she should fire milk from those others straight into my mouth, if I'm being quite honest.
Underneath that 30 pounds of perfectly molded silicone, I know there's the heart of a good person.
Yes. That was secretly the point the entire time. It's just ridiculous. Here's another ridiculous one. Be me, teen in high school. Have been obsessed with a teacher I saw from afar one day. Nothing intimate, just feels like a lightning strike when I saw him for the first time. Like I knew him from a past life. Divine experience leads to me worshipping him like a god. Finally muster up the courage to get to know him. We begin dating at the start of my final year of high school. Literally no problems for the entire year we dated. I put up with everything and agreed to anything. He immediately dumps me after graduation via text message. It's a class act. Didn't want to do it in person because your parents might find out. This is horrible. I hear from past students that apparently that's his whole thing. He's done this on several occasions, so I report him, and he's arrested. His mugshot is all over the news. I realize, even after all these years, that I'm still deeply infatuated with him, and I would take him back in a split second if he asked me to. All I ever did was love him. Am I the villain? No, not really. You saved however many women from a similar fate. I think that's a good thing overall. I mean, you did it all for the wrong reasons, but whatever. We take those. This Anon says, Pokemon speedrunners always pick female character, so I looked up why. Devs made female rival / friend have more dialogue, while the male rivals talk less, saving precious time. Based Redpilled devs? I don't think that's actually true. Then again, I haven't played every Pokemon game ever, so sure, yeah, whatever sells a few more copies. Will you buy an alternate version if I say yes? Then yes. Well, here's some more world history. Be Russian politician in 1933. Decide to settle uninhabited Siberia with undesirables. Be Russian soldier. Told to round up all the homeless, criminals, and addicts in Ukraine. That sounds very difficult. Arrest 6,700 completely random people on the street, some of whom might be homeless. Who knows? Deport them to a frozen island in Siberia. Tell them to build a city on the island using no tools or food. Surrounded the lake with guards to make sure they couldn't escape. One guy actually does escape and finds some local peasants, asks them where Moscow is. The area is so remote that they have never even heard of that city. 13 weeks pass. 4,000 dead. Survivors make it by eating the bodies. Someone important in the government says to cancel the program and bring the survivors back. All evidence and mention of Cannibal Island is squashed. The end. Okay, but look, hear me out though, okay? Because what had happened was, they was actually all really bad people. Everybody knows that no government out there reviles their population of undesirable. They want to get them help. That's why there's so many programs and whatnot, right? Well, maybe not back in 1933. It turns out the programs don't actually help all that much either anyways. Round and round we go. Anyway, World War II. Grandpa sent out on patrol through some dense forest with a couple of other guys. They're not paying attention, so they somehow stumble into a German patrol doing the exact same thing. Both groups almost at point-blank range. Everyone freezes. It's a Mexican standoff. Totally silent, and then suddenly one of the Germans farts. Really, really loud. It echoes through the forest. Both sides start laughing uncontrollably, wave each other off, and head into opposite directions. That kraut brap is why I'm here today. It's an aligning of the stars is what it is. Farts are always funny. They're always funny. This channel is built on scatological humor. And do you know who that farting child soldier grew up to be? Albert Einstein. Yeah, sure, why not? Here's a post about PB&J. Oh, it got an S on the beard food tier list. It's top of the line. You wanted the S tier? You gotta be better than a PB&J. And not a lot of stuff is. Be American. Get 2 slices of cake and slather the insides with peanut-flavored oil and fruit-flavored sugar jelly. Give this to your children as a meal. Do Europores do anything but seethe about America on 4chan? No, they don't, Anon. He can't appreciate the glory of a PB&J. That's not my problem, that's yours. It's irresistible. You like it, you just won't admit that you like it because it's so American. Then somebody's gonna be like, actually, ReddX, it was invented in Yugoslavia. Yeah, that's fine. We took it. Fight us for it. This Anon says, okay, bros, I finally tried Reddit. The level of censorship over there is mind-blowing. Friggin' mods on power trips. You were right, bros. I mean, yeah. Reddit mods are certainly a breed of their own.
Did you say breed? Get out of here, Reddit mod!
So Anon creates a Reddit account. Site recommends that I subscribe to r/AskReddit. Decide to ask Reddit a question. Which female celebrity has the sweetest tasting pee-pee? Question removed. Suspended from r/AskReddit. Well, we tried, we failed. The answer, of course, is Selma Hayek. I think it's because of the diabetes. Thank you for asking Reddit. We'll see you in the next one. This Anon watches Abigail. Go to watch Abigail alone. 3 other people in the entire theater. All single men in their 30s or older. Like me. Probably the most embarrassing moment of my life. We all knew why we were there. Okay. Why the hell were you there? Oh, because it's a child vampire, and so you sort of get that little workaround of like, oh, she's a 5,000-year-old dragon. This is terrible, really terrible, but I am glad that you feel some sort of shame about it, I suppose. Good, feel bad. Feel bad more until you stop doing it, okay? That's my request. This Anon says, Mom sets out some glue traps. Hear a mouse while preparing tendies. It's suffering. Decide to put it out of its misery. Step on it with my sandal. Never knew a mouse could squirm that much while it's suffocating. After 20 seconds, I decide that this just ain't fast enough. So I step on it as hard as I can. It's still twitching. Stomp on it 2 more times. Mom wakes up from my stomping. It's 5 a.m. Anon, what the fuck? Was she cheesed to see it? Yeah, glue traps probably are like the worst thing ever. I like the piece of cheese that's tied to the trigger of a revolver. That's the most American mousetrap there is. And you'll definitely know once you almost caught something. Just don't try it out if you got kids or dogs in the house, especially if they like cheese. We learned that one the hard way. Anyway, I think that about does it for me today, friends. I hope you joined the Patreon, if you'd be so kind. YouTube membership is also always good, but Patreon exists even if something terrible happens on YouTube. So, you know, I guess it depends how hard you want to go. But regardless, I thank you for watching with me this far. I hope that you'll always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.